Officially in business. What's up? What's up, everybody? Thank y'all so much for tuning in with Just Lynn Podcast TV, whatever you want to call it. I hope y'all had a really good weekend. I definitely enjoyed my weekend. For those of you that's just coming in, if you see me looking to the side, I am also shooting my podcast for Spotify as well as other entities, iTunes, Pandora, all of that. Still waiting for some approval. So if you don't see that now, definitely in the next 2 weeks, you'll be able to have access to it if you ever just want to listen in to Just Lynn, baby. But like I said, had a very good weekend. Had a great weekend. Had a chance to do a little traveling and everything like that. Y'all know how I do. Um, okay, Google, stop. Um, also had posted a question on my page. I believe it was Thursday. Got a lot of feedback on it. Before I start though, y'all, I definitely want to give a major shout out to Beijing, China. I had to put y'all on a map. I don't know what's going on or who it is to give a name or whatever, but they showing me mad love on my website. So shout out to Ontario, Toronto, China. I love y'all. Keep watching, keep supporting, keep going on my website. I really, really appreciate it. And just keeping me entertained, and let's stay connected. But long story short, I told y'all the last show I was gonna come up with a button that would allow me to be able to have be connected with y'all. When I have questions, y'all could hit the X Lynn, and I did end up calling it X Lynn. So if you go to my website at justlynn.net, and you'll see the button right on the homepage where you can hit X Lynn. Well, if you don't know, over the weekend I put up a question, okay, and allowed you guys to go X Lynn. Some of you had issues with doing it, but basically all you would do is go to justlyn.net, hit the excellent button, and it'll pull up the comment. You start typing your response, and you hit comment. If you want to if you want to be anonymous, you can definitely just put any name, or if you want to, put your own name, that's perfectly fine. It is not required to put an email. If you want to put an email, you can, or your phone number. But other than that, the question was, what were your views on uh women that are either dating or in a relationship with a man that likes to or is having relations with other men? All right. Okay, Google, stop. Thank you. All right. So that was the question. Okay, Google, stop. Sorry, y'all. I got a lot of answers. A lot of people went in and responded, and I did my research too. So right now we're gonna just take a look at some of those responses. And I had to hold myself back all weekend to stop from looking, because I would look at some of them, and then I was like, well, I wanted it to be a surprise too. So I, wanted to wait to look at it with y'all. So I did glance at some of them, but this gonna be my first time too, actually, reading through the comments. Okay. All right. So I wish I could pull it up on a screen. I was not all the way figured that out. Y'all know I'm still learning stuff, so bear with me. Um, but next time I have it pulled up on a screen, and that way y'all can see it while I'm looking at it. But I'm gonna read it to y'all right now. Okay. Look like somebody put, how can I get on the show? When are we gonna talk about? Somebody asked when we gonna talk about Black Lives again. Do not worry, baby, because it's coming real soon. Okay, very soon. Somebody said that they didn't. Kayla said, my opinion is, I don't feel like that's right for your boyfriend to be dating you and another man. Pick a side. She also said many people. Oh, y'all know my little pad be acting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, she also said that many people don't like to face the fact that a man gay, and rather keep fooling themselves. All right, Kayla. Somebody put just gay, thumbs down. If you if some Trevor Lutheran, if you that desperate to have a man, you need help. Okay. Dorsey, I'm so blessed said, it's sad that women have went so low and think so less of themselves to allow them to be second at any time. Let's scroll down some. All right. I got a big long one from Shannon. All right. She said, well, first of all, if you my man, then we together because I don't find it to be cool for you to be with another woman. So how in the hell am I going to accept you with another man? Shit, in that case, if a man better than me, then you go be with him. All right, Shannon. All right. Then I got Asa. Oh no. Keeping it 100 says it's a no for me. I don't feel comfortable being in a relationship with a man who likes the same sex as me. Let's see if we get some versatile comments. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Somebody wrote something real long. I feel like this the end of the day. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Somebody said they can't ride the fence. Um, Somebody asked me a question. All right, let's see. All right, we got Chastity. I'm sorry. She wrote that I was just trying to get a difference of opinion. Depend on if he's still having relations, if this man that he was having relationships with, was that the past? I would have HIV tested and move on. But then I would most certainly question if he's still into men and not fully committed to me. All right. So Cassidy says she would give him the opportunity if it was somebody in the past, but not while they together. All right. I was just trying to get some versatility here. All right, so everybody kind of had the same input. Thank y'all so much for going on there, commenting and participating. We're gonna keep that thing rolling. So every week I'm gonna make sure I have another question. I'm at the end of the show, I'll let you know what the question for next week is gonna be. I'll give you a little bit of a heads up. But anywho, with that being said, I also have a special guest on the show today, which is actually a professional dating coach, okay, or relationship coach. So he's gonna be chiming in with us a little bit later and giving us some feedback. But I did say that I was gonna give my input, as you said from seeing from the questions. A lot of people had a lot of similarity answers, like it's childish. You need to have more respect for yourself. If you still in the men, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Whatever. I'm gonna give you some insight first. Then I'm gonna give you some more insight, and then I'm gonna, say what I feel. Okay, fair enough. All right. So I first of all looked up how many people in the United States is gay. That's where we live at. Well, I love y'all China, love you Toronto, but we're gonna talk about the US. Now the average estimates that 21% of men are gay and 22% of women are lesbians. In fact, roughly a quarter of the public thinks more than 25% of men and 25% of women are homosexuals. The rest of it, keep in mind that at least one out of six could not give the estimate. All right. Then I went and I looked up a man by the name of Seth Meyers who wrote some information. He's some type of licensed doctor, PSY.D, if y'all know what that is, on why straight women are attracted to men. She said, first of all, it's because most straight women don't feel sexual toward gay men. The relationship doesn't have to carry the sexual tension. The relationships allow for safe space for them to be explosive with their sexual life. They don't have to worry about, trying to please somebody who is just into women. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, straight women love gay men because the closeness with gay men provides a window into how the mind of a man works. Let's be real, ladies, because we love our gay friends, baby. I know I do. Because they going to let you know. And even my master don't sometimes don't understand it, but he be letting me know what's the 411. He be letting me know how I look for real. Females, my girls be having my back too, but they be like, you look all right, because they ready to go or they don't want to wait for you. But your gay friend going to be like, oh no, honey, take that off. That don't look good. Fix your wig. It's lead it to the side. They always gonna have your back. So I agree with that statement. Finally, now I don't know about the dating part, but they definitely good on putting you in on your game. Straight women, finally, they say that straight women love gay men because they are emotionally attached to the fearlessness and lack of self consciousness in a gay man. In general, gay men and gay women too tend to be more fearless than the straight people. Hey, what y'all think about that? They say that that he's saying, Seth. Okay, he's saying that they tend to be more fearless than straight people. Okay. So I can agree with some of it. Tell me what y'all think. Y'all keep commenting, but we are gonna move on to our next question. But this is gonna be titled part one because just because I talked about the women now having their opinion about being with a gay guy, you know what I'm saying? They might like being with other men on the side. They might love them, be in a relationship, be dating them, whatever. Now when I do come back with it again, we're gonna talk about the other side. Okay, we can't be one sided. We gotta keep it 100. Okay. All right, so we gonna move on, and now that I kind of gave y'all some of the facts. We did a little research on it. I gave y'all some insight on that end. I'm gonna go ahead on and hit my guest up. His name is Jonathan Smalls. All right. Jonathan Smalls, all right, and he is going to be chiming in with us today. He's actually working on his debut book. It's called You Can Call It Mind Games. I call it Attraction, which will be published in the next 3 to 4 months. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get him on this line with us, and he gonna give us some of his dating, professional expertise on this topic. All right, just give me 1 second. Y'all know I'm new to this. It's my new little site. All right, so you will be able to hear him, but you won't be able to see him. All right, and we gonna get him on this phone. All right. Him real good. All right.
Hey, hello.
How you
Hello,
doing, Mr. Jonathan Smalls?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in with JUSTLYNN. How you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm
Good,
blessed
good,
this
good.
afternoon.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had to definitely get some of your insight on this topic that I was running today with women that are interested. Did you get a chance, that is interested in dating or having being in a relationship with a man that is gay or like being with other men? So I kind of gave him a little bit of insight on some stuff I read on or somebody wrote a doc, some information on um, what they feel and why they feel they do it. Tell us some what you think. What do you think about that?
I think that a woman that will subject herself to that, where she would stoop that low to date a man who is in some kind of homosexual relationship.
Okay.
That's a woman who has low self-esteem.
Now,
You know that,
okay, go ahead. I'm
and
sorry.
and so that's a woman who she doesn't see herself as a catch.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because uh, women, or even just people in general, who view themselves as of value, of some type of value, they wouldn't date someone, date a guy who's in a homosexual relationship,
And somebody
you
on the
know.
website actually did comment like that. Now I do have a question though. What when I did research though, Mr. Smalls, I did notice what some women don't have that. They say that they could want to date men that are gay because of the fact that they don't have to worry about that pressure on like pleasing that man. And if the man is into other things, and they said that they don't feel a need to have to it's basically what I understood from it, that the relationship is not based on sex. Does that still mean that that woman is her confidence is low?
Well, yes. If we talk in the confines of a traditional relationship.
I got
So I
you.
mean, if it's outside of that parameter of a traditional relationship, then yeah, we could go with that, with that kind of terms.
Okay, I see
But
what you're saying. So you basically
a
saying,
normal relationship wouldn't function in that kind of way. A normal
right?
relationship, a woman, normally seeks a man, a masculine kind of man, that provides, you know,
The insecurity for
the,
her.
the perfect dominance, uh, e- everything that she's looking for, everything that she doesn't have, he will be able to provide,
I
you
got
know.
you. I got you. So you saying that could be related to in a sense that if she's just dating or liking to mess around, that she just picks gay men. But you're saying for a serious committed relationship, a woman that would choose a man that is into other men or gay, whatever way works better, then you feel that that woman could possibly be dealing with some insecurities.
Yes, yes, have to be some insecurities that she would have to go to that level because let's be honest, in the African American community, that's that's the lowest level that you can go. There's nothing lower than that than to stoop down there, and it's almost to say that you know you don't have any other options. So
Gotcha.
that's the very last resort. So okay, let me pick this because you uh, a woman can't obtain the man who she really wants.
I got you.
Whether this man is a successful guy, whether he owns his own business or you know someone of that sort, and because she may not have those options, you know,
I got you.
a person who is desperate, a person who is lonely, that would be their last option at the bottom is to go there
To
and to
somebody.
say, well, this
Well,
kind of man, I don't have to have any real expectations of this kind of
yeah.
man,
I want what's
so
easy to have.
this kind of relationship will work out for me. Well, that's what we call a scarcity mindset,
Okay.
and so that's the lack of, that's somebody who has a lack of mentality, like a almost like
I got you.
a pessimistic mentality, where they think, everything bad, that could happen will happen,
And won't
you
even
know.
give themselves an opportunity for anything different. Now, with you saying that, though, Mr. Smalls, too, there is a shortage. First, we talked about African American males because I do see African American males yourself. We do have a shortage of men with incarceration and so many other things. Even with the gay community now, it's like a lot of things are transitioning. I do want to bring up the fact too before we let you go on a lot of women being put in positions too where they are not aware of the men being, having an interest in the opposite sex. I mean the same sex. I'm
Right,
sorry.
right. So yeah, so then you have those women who not aware of it, but and that just goes to show um, that just goes to show like the mentality of that woman where there's many different subtle signs that you will if you're paying attention that you will notice while you're in a relationship, and this is what we would describe as red flags,
Gotcha.
in different areas of the relationship. There would be these points where these red flags would be showing, and those are indicators that there's something wrong. You may not know
Gotcha.
exactly that. Okay, this person is down low, but they're definitely indicators that say something is wrong, and you
You
need to
need to
take
pay
a step
attention to
back
that. You need to
and
be
to
watching.
address it
You
and
gotta
to just
watch.
examine the situation. And so women who are going by and they're not seeing these indicators,
A
you
lot of
know,
times. Now,
uh,
well, not to get
uh,
off subject, Mr. Smalls, is that going to be in your book? Are you going to like fill us in on the indicators in your book?
yeah, I fill in on the indicators, but the topic of this specific topic isn't in the book as far
Okay.
as women that's dating a guy that's homosexual. That specifically isn't in the book, but on another note, I do give detail about the different ways of how you can understand, the different red flags when you're in a relationship. And it's general for like men and women.
Okay. So, do you ever get this a lot, Mr. Smalls, where you actually run into, I know you are are dealing in the lanes of of dating and relationship coaching, correct?
Correct.
So what would be your advice to a couple that may be dealing with that, where they come in, because you kind of talk with people, right? Kind of like,
Yes.
so what would be the advice? Is it kind of like what you just said? Would you give that advice if you had two people there and they are, are in a committed relationship? What would, let me just ask again, what would be your advice? Would it be kind of similar to what you just gave us today?
If there's someone in a relationship, a woman and a man, and they're participating in it. I mean, one thing about it is you can't change anyone, or you can't fix anybody, or you can't save anyone. No one will change unless they want to. Unless they want to grow, they want to develop, and if they see something wrong, if they see that there's a problem, if they see that uh, the the way that they've been doing it haven't been working. If they see that they haven't been getting the results that they want, that's the only time a person will change. So, I mean, it's not really my place to give to the guy to say, hey, don't be that way.
Right. You just would
Particularly,
encourage
I
them
believe in
on the
I believe in
facts.
traditional relationship.
I got you. So you mostly deal with
I
it.
get
I got you. Definitely. But
right.
you are
So
aware that we're dealing with a lot of this nowadays. And I definitely agree. I was gonna give my opinion about it too. But I mean, I just hadn't yet. But in my opinion, I am definitely do agree with traditional relationships. But we are facing a lot of these things right now. So that's the reason why we wanted to just get some insight on and help people understand. I think that that's so important nowadays. I feel personally, and I know this may affect some people, but me personally feel like a lot of times people go into a lot of this sexuality because they feel that's what everybody else is doing. Now, I'm not going to say everybody is doing it because of that, because I haven't met everybody. But I feel like a lot of it, especially coming from a younger generations where you ain't even had a chance to explore your options to know what you gonna do. I think a lot of time it comes from the environment. We've made it so open and so broad now that I feel like people want to
right,
try. Their curiosity makes us feel. And then be honest with you, we have all dealt with that curiosity. And guys, by the way, this is my opinion. So I would just go ahead and give it out there, Mrs. Smalls, while I got you. So maybe you'll have a back too, because they're gonna attack me. But look, I think that a lot of times, we make things easy, because even back in my time, we all had curiosity. We have curiosities that come. I don't know about men too much, but I can speak for me because I'm a woman. We have, but we had morals then that didn't allow us to what some people nowadays call let them be open. That's how they feel. Let them do it. Let them do it. You express yourself. We had morals then. Well, our parents didn't expect us. Okay, you having a little feeling or whatever the case may be, your curiosity. We wasn't going to think we could walk hand in hand, with this female. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I feel like it's a lot of diversity now, and in some ways it is good, because I feel like there are people there, because that's gonna be my part too, that deal with things that may cause these feelings. They've went through a lot of abuse, and we can get into that. But my opinion, I am definitely agree with you. I'm more traditional. I do believe that, and I feel that this topic was important because people are dealing with so much, you know, with a lot of diversity, and we have to really take the time and think about ourselves. So I love the advice you just gave, because I think some women may be confused on that, and feeling that lack of companionship, not just the feeling of it, but the reality of it. Like I said, it's a shortage of men. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, yeah,
I definitely can agree with that. That I think sometimes, hopefully, everything, even the comments from people, will help open some eyes for anybody out there that may be dealing with those type of things, or even, hey, Jonathan Small says he's not used to dealing with it, but he can definitely give you some dating and relationship advice, and help you out with that. But before I let you go, Mr. Smalls, tell me a little bit, give us a little 411 exclusive on this book you got coming out in the next 3 to 4 months. I know the name of it is called, don't tell me. It's called, you call it Mind Games, I call it Attraction. It sounds real sexy. What's up with that? Tell me a little bit about it. I like
well,
that.
so that's pretty much most people, like, let's say guys for example, when you talk to a lot of guys and you tell them about what's going on in a relationship. Well, the woman, she ghosted them or something, or she won't return their calls, or
Oh,
she flaked on them,
right,
on
right.
a date or something.
I've done
You
that,
know,
Mr.
and
Smalls.
right, right, it's right. And so a lot of us, we had that happen to us, or we know people who that's happened to. And
Right.
so uh, what I would tell these guys is, hey, there's certain actions or certain characteristics or traits that you're displaying, to the woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, and when you display those certain actions or traits, her response to those actions or traits are, ghosting you or flaking on you
Well,
or
wait a
things of
minute, wait
that
a minute.
nature.
But wait,
And
so you
so
saying that the women is something that the man is displaying that makes the woman want to stand him up? Cause I'm kind of I don't know how old are you, but flaker means stand him up, right? Just to
yeah,
be
yeah,
sure.
pretty
Okay,
much
okay,
like stand them up
okay.
on a
So
date.
you think that that's why? Because they might not be interested in a man, so that could be why they stand him up.
It's not necessarily that they're not interested, but at the beginning to start off, maybe their interest level was like an average, which is like a
Right,
five.
right.
That's about an
Right.
average. But it was something that guy said or did that caused her attraction level to lower. So she ended up losing attraction for him, which that's the reason she will stand him up, or that's the reason she will, do those things. And so when we talk about those different things, a lot of guys will say, "Oh, well, this is mind games, or she's playing mind games." When they
Oh, okay.
figure out that a woman falls out of love, or a woman loses attraction, or 1 minute she's hot and the next minute she's cold, a lot of people look at that like, oh, that's mind games. She's playing mind games.
But you gonna just
But
feel a minute let them know
so
it
my
ain't
book
mind
is
games.
about that. No, it's not mind games. But this is how attraction works.
Right.
Attraction fluctuates. And it's based off of behaviors. It's based off of verbal and nonverbal communication. It's based
Okay.
off of mannerisms, facial expressions. It's based off of all these different things. And so, you know,
I'm gonna
uh,
definitely have to get
uh,
this book too. This sounds helpful for me
instinctively,
even. So
yeah,
you,
yeah. Instinctively, women are attracted to men who are leaders. Men who know how to lead the relationship. Men who know how to like a woman doesn't want to tell a man or teach a man how to love her or
amen.
how to seduce her or how to lead the relationship. She expects him to already know. But when we get in these relationships and a lot of men don't know, they don't have a clue about this, and the woman ends up losing attraction for the guy because he doesn't, essentially he doesn't know what he's doing. That's essentially to say he doesn't know how to be a man when it comes
Definitely.
to uh, when it comes to leading a relationship.
That's a
And so
mouthful,
instead of
Mrs. Smalls. That's a mouthful.
yeah,
Definitely. We gonna definitely have to get you on here when we start getting into the relationships. And matter of fact, I know you say it's gonna be published in the next 3 to 4 months. So soon as that drop, like I definitely need to get you in here so we can get some more info and insight. Cause I like how you talking, and I need my own like hard copy of the book for real.
okay, okay,
Please,
definitely,
please,
definitely.
please. All right, because I'm definitely loving it and appreciate the insight. And matter of fact, curious to what that book. I don't want you to give it all away yet, okay? But you're definitely curious to
Okay,
what's gonna be in that book because that sounds very informative. And it ain't mind games. That's I know you got some insight on women, so I definitely need to go check it out. We don't want you to end up being like a what is that book that made the book and gave the secrets of the men or everything. It was mad at it for a minute. You know what I'm talking about?
and what are you saying? He gave the secrets of it.
Yeah, it was mad at him. He published a book. I think it was What Men Want or something. And Steve
Oh,
Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, remember that? So be careful now. Don't give up. Because, yeah, they was mad at him. He was heated with him for a minute. How dare you? But anyhow, y'all, that's Mr. Jonathan Smalls. Y'all go check him out. Mr. Smalls, tell me again what was the name of your page on Facebook, please. So I could
The
tell him how to
page
go
on
check you out.
Facebook. Okay, the page on Facebook is fairly new. I believe it's called couples dating their relationships in the Fox Valley. And so
Gotcha.
for this, it's pretty much generally for the area that I'm in, which is
Okay.
Wisconsin. And so you can look that up on Facebook, and that's just a Facebook group that I created in
Okay.
to give dating and relationship and
Advice.
marriage advice and all kind of advice,
Cool. Cool.
concerning the topic of dating
Okay,
relationships.
perfect. And again, y'all, that is Jonathan Smalls. Y'all go check him out on Facebook and get involved in that group that he got going on, and he can definitely give you some more insight. Y'all make sure y'all be well. When you get that book published, you're gonna hit me up, right? So we can do this again,
Yes,
and we can talk about
that's
that
right,
book.
definitely.
All right, because I'm gonna be looking for you now, because I want to see
Okay.
what else is in that book. All right.
Okay, definitely.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. All right.
All right, thank you, and I appreciate you allowing me to come onto your platform.
Anytime, anytime. That's what I'm here for. Thank you so much for giving me some insight
On
on
relationships and
relationships and
dating.
dating.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
All right. See you soon. Bye bye.
All right.
All right, guys. So that was Jonathan Smalls. He is a professional dating and relationship advisor, counselor, however you want to look at that. But definitely gave us some good information on, on his new book that he has. So we're gonna get him back on here again once that book is published. Okay. It's called, you call it Mind Games, he call it Attraction. Okay, something like that. So definitely want to get him back on here so we could talk some more about relationships and stuff like that. But right now, as he said, we got a lot of different views on women that feel the need to be in relationships, or guys that like being in relationships or having relations with other men. So at the end of the day, long story short, you're going to have your own opinion. You're going to have your own thoughts on what your feelings are about this. But we just here to chop it up, to spill the tea, honey. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I said, I'm very old school. I have no disrespect for y'all. Come with the yeah, with the yeah, yeah. I have nothing at all against what people choose to do with their sexuality. That's why you have nothing against what I choose to do with mine. All right? We're going to keep it real on this show, okay? We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it clean. But we want to also allow people to talk how they want to talk, okay? I have no problem with you giving your opinion. I have no problem with expression. That's why I chose this. This is why I love this. I like to hear versatility. I like to hear. So don't never be afraid to comment. You know what I'm saying? Comment. If, like I said, some people are more comfortable being anonymous. We have excellent. You will go to justlynntv.net, hit that excellent icon. It's gonna pop it up, and you'll be able to go right in and put your comment. You can put your name. You do not have to put an email or phone number if you don't want. Okay, Google, thank you. All right. So it is 12. Okay, Google, stop. Thank you. All right. So it is 12:30. You know my show only 30 minutes. I do have. I'm gonna take a second though to let y'all know about my other entities. Please make sure you listen to the podcast. I am on Spotify. My iTunes may be up already now. I will be on Pandora the next 2 weeks. I'll keep y'all posted on how it approves me and let y'all know. Right now, I know for sure you could Spotify because that's the one I'm shooting right now. All right, so you can do Spotify for sure. All right, you just download it. It's a free app and you can still listen. And the name of it is Just Lynn Podcast. That's the name of it. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. China, Ontario, Toronto, all of them. Thank y'all so much for the love, man. Y'all be on it. Y'all be on it. I got Atlanta, Georgia, Texas area. Just a lot of insight, you know what I'm saying, from people on my website. It's justlynntv.net. You can go on there, you can ask questions, you can put comments, and I'm always checking my site out. So don't be afraid to be active. You can be active with me on my Facebook, my Instagram, which is JUSTLYNN same thing. All right, make sure you listen to the podcast. Matter of fact, first person goes right now to JUSTLYNNTV.net. I'm going to give away. Hold on. Let me see what I got. I'm gonna give away all my little incentives to you. I got the hats, I got the mugs,
Hold on. I got the pins. That let people know you support Justlyn, baby. Okay? And I got this little thingy I'm gonna do too. It's a bracelet. If you a man, you want to give it to somebody, you could keep them up. I'm gonna send you all of them. Hold on, y'all, because I gotta stay close to the mic for this. Hold on. I'm gonna send all of them to you. Hold on, let me go back some. All of them to you right now. If you go, very first person, and my phone is gonna tell me. Let me turn my ringer on. Hold on. Oh, let me clear some people because some people don't win, but them people not gonna count. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, first person to go on to JUSTLYNNTV.net right now, and you have to subscribe, will receive their free gift, which is a beautiful mug that works perfect because I drank out of it. Boo. I have the ink pen for Justlyn and a beautiful bracelet you can give to your little daughter, your girlfriend, your boo thing, your woo thing, your who thing, whatever. Okay? So let me know. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to do that while I let you know to please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Justlyn TV, okay, on YouTube. Make sure you share, liking the video on Facebook. Thank y'all so much for all the support. So much for the support. Thank you so much. And as you can see, I'm going to do everything I can to keep getting better. You know, keep making this thing better. All right? I ain't seen nobody yet. I'm giving y'all some time. I'm giving y'all some time. All right? Oh, look like we got somebody. All right. So yeah, we got somebody went in. But y'all still go to JUSTLYNNTV.net. Y'all go ahead and subscribe. It is officially 3 minutes over. Once again, as always, we gonna take this one step at a time, baby. Thank y'all so much for watching. We got footage.